Hello everyone, this is Earth Archives. In human history, there are too many things that we cannot understand now. Today, we will propose 10 currently difficult mysteries for everyone to use their brains. Before the show starts, please subscribe, share, and turn on the little bell. This will help us grow faster. Without further ado, the show begins. Alright folks, buckle up, because we're diving deep into the rabbit hole that is ancient history, and let me tell you, it's a wild ride. This isn't your regular history class. Think less dusty textbooks and more Indiana Jones meets National Treasure. We've got lost cemeteries that make you wonder whose great-great-great ancestor is still MIA, and cities that decided to take a dip in the ocean and never come back up. These are the tales that have been keeping conspiracy theorists, archaeologists, and that one overly enthusiastic history buff at parties buzzing for literally centuries. So, without further ado, let's jump into the remaining 5 unsolved mysteries of the ancient world. Prepare to have your mind blown. Sacsayhuamorn. Alright, adventure seekers and history aficionados, let's take a magical history carpet ride to a place just a hop, skip, and a jump outside of Cuzco, Peru. Say hello to Sacsayhuamorn, and no, it's not pronounced like the animal. Let's keep it classy. This isn't just any old pile of stones. It's the remains of a fortress that screams architectural genius louder than your friend who brags about assembling an IKEA shelf without crying. Now, imagine it's the 1400s. The Incas are in their prime, and they decide, you know what? Let's build something epic. Cue the creation of Sacsayhuamorn, a fortress so mind-bogglingly complex and massive that even modern engineers scratch their heads and whisper, how the heck did they do that? We're talking about moving rocks as heavy as 125 tons. Yes, tons. And no, they didn't have cranes or trucks. They pretty much had their muscles, brains, and maybe a few helpful llamas. The Incas used what they had at hand, bronze and stone tools, and not only did they manage to carve these massive rocks, but they also fitted them together so precisely that not even a breath of air could sneak between them. And guess what? No mortar was used. It's like they were playing the world's heftiest game of Tetris and nailed it. Fast forward to the Spanish colonial era, and these conquerors thought, hey, why build new when we can just take apart this Inca masterpiece for materials? Despite this, much like the world's most stubborn Lego set, Sacsayhuamorn has clung to its glory. Earthquakes? No problem. Centuries of wear and tear. PSSH, it laughs in the face of adversity. So, next time you're marveling at ancient wonders, tip your hat to Sacsayhuamorn, the fortress that proves humans have been ace builders and puzzle masters long before there were YouTube tutorials to help us out. Cleopatra's tomb. Alright, step right up and gather round, history buffs and mystery lovers. Today, we're diving into the soap opera-worthy drama of Cleopatra VII, also known as the last icon to rock the Egyptian queen title. This wasn't just any queen, folks. Cleopatra was entangled in high-stakes love affairs with none other than Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. Talk about a complicated love life. But as all legendary tales go, it ends with a bang, or in this case, a tragic double suicide in 30 BC, following a hefty defeat at the Battle of Actium. Now, here's where the plot thickens and turns into one of history's juiciest whodunits, or more accurately, wheredunnits. Cleopatra and her main man, Antony, were said to be buried together, Romeo and Juliet style. But fast forward a couple thousand years, and we've got a big, fat mystery on our hands. Where on Earth, or under it, is this infamous tomb? Some of the brainiest researchers think it was in Alexandria, Cleo's own backyard and the ancient hotspot of the Mediterranean. Picture this, a grand tomb in the midst of all that cultural buzz, only for it to get the ultimate washout when a tsunami rocked the city in 365 AD. Bye-bye, tomb, maybe. But wait, there's more. Other sleuths are betting their chips on a spot somewhere in the lush Nile Delta. They reckon Cleo and Antony might be chilling in a temple dedicated to their celestial BFFs, Isis and Osiris. Because, if you're going to be eternally entombed, why not with the gods you vibe with? And here's a kicker. Cleopatra's MIA tomb isn't the only legendary GPS fail in the history books. Alexander the Great and Genghis Khan have also played ultimate hide-and-seek with their final resting places. So, as you see, missing tombs are kind of a thing in the ancient world. So, whether this all-star tomb is under the sea, hiding in a temple, or in a location yet to be dreamed of by our wildest theories, one thing's for sure. Cleopatra's final curtain call is an enigma wrapped in a riddle, shrouded in mystery. And let's be real, Who doesn't love a good ancient history mystery? Voynich manuscript. Folks, buckle up because we're about to take a wild ride back to 1912, when our main man Wilfred Voynich, a rare book dealer with an eye for the extraordinary, stumbled upon what might just be the most perplexing brain teaser of the medieval world. Picture this, tucked away in the shadowy corners of an ancient castle in southern Europe, because, where else, he finds a manuscript that's been causing migraines in the historical community ever since. This isn't your run-of-the-mill ancient text. Oh, no. This bad boy, famously dubbed the Voynich manuscript, is penned in what might as well be Martian, for all the sense it makes to us earthlings. It's packed with illustrations that look like they jumped out of a botanist's fever dream. Think plants that would make Dr. Seuss go, what the, and a parade of naked ladies that have scholars scratching their heads and wondering, what was the author on? Now, you'd think with all the brainy heads we've thrown at this nut, someone would have cracked it by now, right? Wrong. Even Alan Turing, the guy who basically punched World War II in the face with his code-breaking skills, took a swing at it and missed. The FBI, with all its cloak and dagger spy stuff, couldn't decode a single word. It's the ultimate cold case. A manuscript that's been smirking at the world for centuries, saying, bet you can't figure me out. Oh, and there have been those who've claimed to have unraveled its mysteries, but let's just say the solutions were met with the academic equivalent of a pat on the head and a sure, Jan. Some corners of the globe whisper that the whole thing's a hoax, a medieval prank that's had the last laugh for, about 600 years. Whether it's the work of a genius, a lunatic, or a medieval troll, the Voynich manuscript now lounges in the cozy confines of Yale University, openly taunting anyone bold enough to crack its code. So, if you fancy yourself a puzzle master or just have a couple of lifetimes to spare, the Voynich manuscript awaits. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the one to finally tell us all what those nudes and faux flora are really about. Or, confirm it's the most elaborate troll in history. Either way, it's all in a day's work for the world's most mystifying manuscript. Yonaguni Monument. Alright, strap on your diving gear and let's take a plunge because I've got a tale that's straight up Indiana Jones meets Aquaman. Off the coast of Japan's Yonaguni Island, hidden beneath the waves, there's this massive rock structure that's causing quite the splash in the world of mysteries and marvels. We're talking about a behemoth that's at least 165 feet of solid intrigue and 65 feet of pure, what the heck. Discovered back in the 80s, when neon and big hair were all the rage, the Yonaguni Monument, as it's now known, kinda looks like a giant left-a-step pyramid from his Lego set under the sea. Some folks, the kind who live for Indiana Jones marathons, swear it's the remnants of an ancient civilization that could give Atlantis a run for its money. But hold your seahorses, because not everyone's on board with the lost city theory. A bunch of other researchers, likely the ones who never got picked first for dodgeball, argue that our mysterious undersea marvel is just Mother Nature showing off. They reckon tectonic uplift, which sounds like a fancy spa treatment, and ocean currents went all Michelangelo on this hunk of rock, sculpting it into the curiosity it is today. So, what's the deal with Japan's Atlantis? Is it a sunken city waiting for its own Hollywood blockbuster, or just a really cool rock shaped by Earth's mood swings? Dive in, take a look for yourself, and who knows? You might just solve one of the ocean's greatest riddles. Or, at the very least, get some epic underwater selfies with a rock star. Stonehenge. Alright, history buffs and mystery lovers, gather round because we're about to dish on one of the ancient world's biggest head scratchers, Stonehenge. Yep, that colossal ring of standing stones that's been tickling brains and sparking debates ever since. Well, forever. Rewind about 5,000 years ago, way before Netflix and chill, even before England hit its Bronze Age glow-up, some ambitious folks decided to embark on the ultimate DIY project, Stonehenge. We're talking a prehistoric marvel that's been standing tall and proud while civilizations rose and fell around it. Now, don't go thinking Stonehenge is just a random collection of rock. Oh no, this old-timer had a purpose. After centuries of folks scratching their heads and probably a few, eureka moments that led nowhere, the consensus among those with really big brains is that Stonehenge served as a VIP burial site. And guess what? We've even figured out the VIP Uber service route for the massive stones, home delivery from miles away. But hold on to your hats because that's just scraping the surface. Stonehenge, with all its ancient swagger, is keeping some secrets very close to its chest. Scholars, historians, and that guy who claims to have been an Egyptian pharaoh in a past life can't seem to fully unravel this enigma. We're talking about the big questions. Was it a religious hotspot where ancient influentials strutted their stuff? A cosmic GPS for tracking heavenly bodies? A prime location for the prehistoric edition of Coachella? Or maybe it was the ancient world's answer to a wellness spa, offering stone-cold therapies to the stressed-out souls of yesteryears? The truth is, Stonehenge keeps batting its eyelashes and teasing us with possibilities, its true significance as enigmatic as ever. And while we crank out theory after theory, this prehistoric masterpiece simply stands in the midst of England's green and pleasant land, whispering, some mysteries are meant to be savored, not solved. So here's to Stonehenge, the ultimate riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma, still rocking it after 5,000 years.